Ocrevus, Ocrevus, whatever. There is hope for Western medicine, and helping people to a greater extent with the MS diagnosis. So, I went to see my primary care physician yesterday, and one of the bits of advice that she gave me before we get into Ocrevus is I was talking to her about my neurologist and how I feel that my neurologist isn't as concerned with actually helping me as much as she is just to verify that I'm progressing down the MS path as expected. My reason for thinking this is, you know that test that they do when they ask you to like lift your leg up over your knee, and you know how you fold your legs crossed at the ankle as opposed to crossed at the knee? So that's one of the tests, and when I first went to her, I wasn't able to do that at all with my left leg at all. But next time I saw her and she did that test, I was able to do it with my left leg. And instead of saying, okay, that is an improvement, that's a marked improvement, good job, it looks like things are working out, all she said was sloppy. She was like, that was sloppy. And I was like, golly, talk about a stage parent. My goodness gracious. Are you my neurologist or are you a stage parent? Anyway, so I was talking to my primary care physician, and what she explained to me is she was like, you should get a neurologist, you should be with doctors that listen to what you have to say and engage you in back and forth dialogue. Because what she said you should do is, if you go to a doctor and you're talking to them and telling them about your situation, you should have a doctor who actually listens to you. And or if you talk to them and tell them about your situation and they're just like, yeah, go ahead and take these medicines, call me in a week. Go to another doctor. See somebody else. Because in my mind, I was always like, you have to stay loyal to your doctor. No, you don't have to stay loyal to that doctor until you find that doctor who engages you as you want to be engaged, and somebody who respects what you've researched. Because honestly, like, I research stuff, and I don't want a doctor who's just like, F all your researches, do what I tell you. And maybe that kind of doctoring works for some people, maybe, I don't know. But I actually research stuff, so I'm not going to act like I know more than the doctor by any means, but I would at least like to be able to engage the doctor in dialogue about my situation. And that's what she said. She was like, go to the doctor, engage them in dialogue. If they don't engage you in dialogue and just tell you things, go to the next doctor. That's what we've got to do. Hint number one, or tip number one. Anyway, tip number two, or point number two. As it relates to MS, it's not just a physiological situation, it's also a psychological situation, and that you have to get an amount of inner peace and all of that stuff. For example, like my granddad passed away at the top of 2015, and I took that really hard, and I noticed like my abilities sort of went south after that. So I'm working on finding peace with that, because you've got to find your inner peace and your inner life satisfaction. So that's important, one. But number two, I did want to say Ocrevus, specifically Western medicine, generally speaking, Ocrevus, namely, is it appears to be having good results for people. And what I always was looking for was I was looking for somebody to quantify, qualify better how Ocrevus is helping them. Because a lot of times I look on people's not testimony, but people's YouTube videos, and they're like, I feel good, I feel better, yeah, it has me feel better than I've ever felt. And I'm like, okay, what does that mean? That's not really quantifiable. I need something else. And when I went to see my primary care physician yesterday, she was telling me about one of her other clients, what patients, who was diagnosed with MS, and she actually was put on Ocrevus. And she explained that, hey, ever since I've started taking Ocrevus, pretty quickly thereafter, actually, I've been able to get rid of my cane. I have a lot more energy to get through the day, to walk around and move and all of that stuff. And like these are more quantifiable, I guess, statements than just saying, sorry, that I feel better. I feel good, you know? She's saying she got rid of her cane. She doesn't have dizziness anymore. And all of that she put in her testimonial to oh my gosh, I almost said her name, to my doctor. And find a doctor who knows, who's a medical doctor, but also who knows and works with not homeopathic, with holistic healing as well. Because one thing that I love about my doctor is she's not the type of doctor to throw a pill at everything. She didn't even want me to, like, when I went to her and told her, I was like, I have the MS diagnosis and all my other doctors say that I need to start the medicine, but I don't really want to start the medicine. She was like, I agree with you. Don't start it. So, but the fact that she's now speaking positively about this Ocrevus, that gives me like extra hope. And that extra hope is important because of that goes back to the psychological part as well. So I wanted to share this with you all to let you know that there's hope out there. There's hope on the horizon, because also one of the benefits of it is that tells me that the medicine is improving overall and people are coming out with new medicines. And I believe that it only gets better from here. Not to quote Dan Savage in the It Gets Better campaign, but I feel that means that that's a sign that it only gets better. So keep the faith, you guys. Don't let things get you down. Get your life satisfaction and keep it. Hold on to it. We can do this. We can get through this. All right, YouTube. Talk to y'all later. Peace. Be blessed.